Hey everyone, happy Halloween!
Trick or treat, everybody!
So welcome to our 31 days of October. So we are continuing our journey
through horror old and new. With
horror
quite,
old and new, yeah.
quite a new one.
A new one for us,
New one.
first time watch.
Yeah, and interestingly, I really wanted to see this at the cinema. Didn't go watch it, and one of the reasons I didn't was because the trailer pretty much spoiled the film. And I watched the trailer and thought, I don't need to see this now. I wish I'd seen this at the cinema. I wish I'd seen it with a crowd. If I'm honest.
Okay, so following our current format, as you hopefully all know by watching the other videos, synopsis, likes, dislikes, final thoughts, and rating.
We're out of there.
So,
trick-or-treating.
Yes, go get some candy. So, Ready or Not from a couple of years ago?
No, last year.
2019.
Yeah.
Right, quick synopsis. It's about a family who made their money making board games.
Yeah, gaming in general, they're really into gaming. They sort of, it started, I think it explains they started off with card games, then board games, then they bought sports teams.
Was it?
Yeah, so they're like, this is a family with money. They live in a
nice house.
massive mansion.
house.
Massive mansion.
So whenever a new person enters their family, there's a tradition on the wedding that they pick a card and play that game. And it could be something like you talked a card game or checkers.
There's quite a few jokes about what card games some of the other people got, like Old Maid, and they're like, I didn't even know how to play Old Maid. And there's like, it could be anything. It could be any game.
So, however, the
it comes
bride,
out of a little box, though, doesn't it?
yeah, it's like a weird box,
It's like
that
a
pops
ghosty
out.
box,
Yeah.
like a.
However, the bride picks a game called Hide and Seek, which is essentially.
I thought you said that, like, picks a game called Hide and Seek, and then you're going to explain Hide and Seek.
But it's a hide and seek with a twist.
Well, the game's still pretty much the same.
It is pretty much the same in the fact that.
She hides, they seek.
But as part of their seeking, they have to kill her by dawn.
How else do you play?
I don't know how you play hide and seek in your house. But yes, they have to find her, kill her, and if they don't, the family curse of death will come upon them.
Yeah, so they have this
that's it.
idea. They have this idea that
Because they made a deal with someone.
if they don't, so there's kind of a bit of a backstory here that they, the granddad or whoever started multi generations ago made a deal with the devil. I don't know, and if they don't do this, they will all die.
Yeah, so they have this kind of paranoia that if they don't stick to the rules, that they will all perish.
And sort of avoiding the actual climax of where this goes, there is a lot of doubt. Some of the newer members of the family, some of the very funny in-laws, the sons that have married daughters and come into the family. There's a bit of a discussion with them about like, you know, this is a load of rubbish. Let's just not play.
Bullshit,
but there's still an underlying comment of, but we need to do it. We need to do it.
The fear of not.
Yeah. Okay.
So
very
likes.
simple synopsis.
Yeah, very simple. So likes, I do like I like the eclectic mix of characters.
Oh yeah.
Like the crazy aunt who stares at you.
She's brilliant.
Even the main actress.
Samara Weaving.
Is it Hugo Weaving's daughter at all? Are they related?
I do not know. I know
I can
that
imagine. Just reckon she looks like.
Do you know? Now you said that. I don't know. I don't know.
Go.
She is. She's kind of become a bit of a modern day screen queen with movies like The Babysitter. It's on
Great
Netflix. She's kind of.
So I thought she was good. I really liked it. Good.
Does she not just remind you of Margot Robbie?
What, a poor man's Margot Robbie? Or
Oh,
a rich man's Margot?
Oh, that's unfair.
Controversial.
But do you know what? I think everybody who's ever watched her in a film has said the same thing.
Have they?
But no, I don't think she's a poor man's Margot Robbie, but I do think she really reminds you of Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I get you that. But I thought she was really good. I like the cast.
She's got a weirdly... she has a look about her. And
tell what you liked about this film. The main like Samara.
No, she has a look about her that you kind of think that she's... You wouldn't mess with her. She's pretty... She's sharp-witted, and you wouldn't mess with her. Yeah, there's something a bit badass about her. That's exactly it.
I liked the idea of the game. I like the concept of the movie. I like the settings in this huge mansion with all the little hooks and crannies and, you know, the secret rooms.
But even just the way it looked. I mean, there was candles everywhere, and the glow, and it looked of money. It looked like money.
So,
yeah.
Good cast of characters, good set pieces.
Do you know, and actually, just to pause on that for 1 second, I think in many ways that's what elevates this movie over where it could have been very throwaway. there's the general concept that you've explained, hide and seek and go and killer, could have been quite tacky and quite cheap and quite horror channel, bad cheap movie. Not that there's anything wrong with horror channel. But the setting looked like money. It looked like someone had put thought and care into it. The characters were really well written. You kind of liked all of them, whether they were good or bad, and you kind of also bought into the fact that why they were playing. Some of them were playing because they didn't want to lose the money. Some of them are new into the money. There was some throwaway lines about like how I don't want to go back. I need to keep the money. I got the characters, and that meant it dragged me through some of the sillier moments of the story.
Okay, so dislikes then. One thing I dislike, I suppose I'm going to say it's a dislike, but what I would have liked to have seen more of is when the other characters who had survived this night or survived their wedding night, it didn't really talk about what they had cards had picked and how they had survived it. Because what if they picked another game? Did it have the same sort of need for survival?
No, it didn't. It was only this game. Every other game was just a normal game. Said that.
Did it?
Yeah. Every other game was just a normal game. You just played the game.
All right, well, I missed
this
that.
was the only one. This is the only bad game, and I only even played once before in the Generations, which was the bit from the beginning where they were all running around in the scary masks, and then that looked like it was really going to be really dark and gothic, and then there was a throwaway line about the masks were just because it was the 80s.
Yeah,
I thought that was brilliant.
I think for me it's hard to give a dislike because I enjoyed it. I mean, anything for someone we watch a lot of horror. I was excited to see this because I compared it to Your Next,
18,
which was quite. I think they could have done more on the kills, made them a bit more. That's the only thing. I think maybe the dislike. It's being harsh. The kills were a bit tame.
I thought the kills were gory, but I don't think they had impact. Apart from one, there was one very gory one in it, which made me go a bit like ooh yee. But yeah, and that was the silliness side of it for me. This film straddles a line where I could have seen myself disliking it, and there was a couple of moments where I was like, but it managed to keep pulling me back, and I think it would do that for most people that like horror movies. Good. Your comparison there to Your Next, okay. I don't think this is as good as Your Next.
Nope.
This is a horror comedy in very much the same vein as Your Next is, but where Your Next humour is black humour, this tries a little bit with its comedy and doesn't always land.
No, I get that.
I did like that it went somewhere in the end, and I think some people might not have liked that, but I did like the ending, but we're not going to tell you exactly what the ending is.
So come on, a dislike then.
I think it just felt a little bit kiddie, a bit my first horror filmy, but with a bit of gore. I think it was just a simple fact. I made a comparison during this that back in like the early 2000s, there was all those sort of Scream knockoff horror movies, and if horror movies had a way that they often went quite high concept and a little bit silly, and they were quite fun to watch, but then you kind of thought they were shit afterwards. And I'm thinking of things like the Faculty or Urban Legend. Not that I think they're shit, but that's what the kind of horror community sort of turned on it a little bit. Okay. But now when you watch them again, I'm getting a lot more out of them again. I'm kind of like enjoying that vibe, and this had that vibe. It was so close to being such horror drivel, but it was fun at the same time, mainly due to clever writing.
Okay, so closing comments: enjoyable film, cleverly wrote with a good cast.
Yeah, really enjoyed watching it. Really good fun. Not that fussed about watching it again anytime soon, but we'll watch it.
But don't let that put you off.
No, if you've not seen it, watch it. It. Right. Pumpkin this bad boy.
Pumpkin it. I'm going to go a generous 3 out of 5 pumpkins for Ready or Not.
Do you know, I think that's a little bit tight. I don't think I'm going to quite make it to the full 4 pumpkins, but I'm going to give it 3 and then start to carve that 4th jack-o'-lantern. Am I allowed to do that? It's kind of like a 3.5. 3.5 pumpkins.
3 big pumpkins and a mini pumpkin.
One of those little ones that are a pound. And what's the point of this? What's the point of this?
Decoration.
Cool.
There we go.
Cheers.
Another vid.
Or one of us, at least. Tomorrow.
We'll keep them coming. Let's see if we can make the Magic 31 for October.
That's it. Happy Halloween. Check your chocolate. Might have razor blades in it.
Cheers.
Peace.